from Lebanon, Indiana, this is the Machine Gun, Kellen VanCamp! And in the right corner, his record is 3-2. He stands at 6 feet. His weight is 157 pounds. He trains with Spartan Fitness out of Birmingham, Alabama. And his name is...
Yeah, I already knew that. Now you're going to need earplugs to be in this place. This place is finna get electric.
This fight is refereed by Andy Law.
I find in most cases, though, these professional fighters, when it gets electric like that, both of them feed off of that electricity. It just doesn't benefit the one guy that everybody is cheering.
For sure.
Now we start round number 1 of our main event tonight, our only professional bout on the card, looking to see which one of these fighters improves their record.
Now, the one thing that Elkins does really well is the transition game. So if this fight hits the ground, expect him to move fast. He's got good strikes.
Right.
I think he should have kept it on the feet. But, you know, he's no slouch on the ground. Brown belt in jiu-jitsu, really good at the top game. And like I said, his submission game in transitions is UFC level.
Already moving to half guard here now to try to take advantage of being in this position.
Very easy pass right there. He was just able to raise up and push the leg down. It seemed like it was a pretty smooth transition right there.
Look for Elkins to take the back, work for that head and arm choke, that arm triangle.
Kellen trying to walk the cage to escape out of this, but Matt doing a good job keeping leverage with his body and keeping pressure.
Nice elbow. Elkins is tough to get out, get out from underneath, man, because he moves so well. Kind of has
another solid elbow from Elkins.
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys,
starting to find home for that. VanCamp better get out of there. He's going to get cut open.
They have 5 minutes to work, so there's no rush.
Matt is doing a good job just being patient and developing, seeing what happens.
Well, with that cage behind him, he can float his hips a little bit more because there's really nowhere for him to go. You know, if Kellen's back isn't on the cage, he's really got to sit on his feet like he is now, so there's nowhere for him to squirm away. Keeping him balled up in there.
We're seeing, though, Matt's realized that left forearm / elbow is really opening some things
he should
up.
do that.
So he's relying on that pretty heavily right now.
He is in danger of getting swept, but he passes really well. Like I said, this is where people get in trouble with Elkins. You see how he slides straight into knee on belly? It's the transitions of Elkins.
Now inside control. He's got
that arm right there, good job.
He's got the left arm trapped, too. Now he was able to pull it out.
He's doing a very good job of staying with his hips right over VanCamp's right there, not letting him extend, just keeping pressure on him right now, making it very, very difficult for VanCamp to do anything.
He's giving him zero space.
Exactly. He's staying super tight with his hips right there.
Man, VanCamp, though, you've got to give it to him. He's absorbing some heavy, heavy punches and elbows, and he's just hanging in there.
And what makes this a high-level match is that Elkins is grappling and striking at the same time, not doing one or the other, and it makes it really difficult for the person on bottom. Whenever they think they have an advantage, they're getting punched.
Camp gets it back up his feet, but right into a guillotine.
Elkins has excellent choke, so VanCamp has to be cautious of that through this entire fight.
We see though Elkins now trying for a double leg. It almost looked like VanCamp just jumped down into that.
Like he was going to try and do some sort of an inside switch right there, and he kind of figured out real quick he couldn't get to the leg, so he was in trouble from that position.
Elkins changes directions, and like I said, it's the transition. He's never where you think he is. He starts one way. He's really good from going from singles to doubles, sit-outs and peek-outs and things like that. And now he's just laying the ground to pound on.
Elkins now, though, has to be careful of those up kicks.
Well, I think now he's going to try and pass take the back or look for that head and arm choke.
I look for him to take that right leg and begin to try to step over.
Yes.
But man, VanCamp showing some heart, man, getting up now just on one arm.
Yeah, he just got DDT'd up against the turnbuckle of the cage there, it looked like.
You're looking to get that Kimura lock right there. I don't think Elkins is going to have it in. Nope, easily to pull out of that one.
What belt level is VanCamp in jiu-jitsu?
I don't even really know if he does jiu-jitsu. He's more of a catch wrestler.
Jiu-jitsu is important, especially off your back in these positions. You need to know how to like kick people off of you, wall walk up the cage.
I'm just very impressed right now with Elkins' ability to keep his hips in tight right there. It makes it very difficult for anybody to do anything.
I think we're looking at a 10-8 round here.
I would agree with that.
You know, he's been on his back the whole time. Even before he took him down, he landed 2 solid right hands. And, you know, kind of forced his hand and put him up against the cage. But VanCamp looks very fresh.
The one thing you got to notice, though, is transitioning from the last fight that we saw, it was a 3-minute round. Now being professional fights, these are 5-minute rounds. So it gives these fighters a little bit more time to develop a strategy to see what's going on and then to get the finish. So this first 5 minutes was exciting, but I think that both fighters now are ready to maybe exploit something going into round 2.
Well, it reminds me, you watch a lot like professional boxing. The first couple rounds are just feeling each other out and feeling exactly what needs to be done. And when you throw a feint, how the guy's going to react and how you can capitalize on that. I feel like that happened a lot right there. I feel like Elkins learned a lot. He was in a dominant position. I think he saw everything VanCamp had right there, and he can look to, you know, keep going and try and get the finish for this fight. VanCamp, on the other hand, he's got to figure out, I got to stop this from getting to the ground like this. I'm not in a dominant position. I can't get this big guy off me.
Man, I think that his game plan going into the second round, because he didn't seem to be having much success on the feet against Elkins, would be take Elkins, put him.
Well, we'll see start of round number 2 of their main event tonight. Both fighters still looking at each other, trying to find an opening. Elkins connected with the right hand.
Look for a foot sweep coming out of Elkins from this tie clinch knees.
Man, VanCamp's sneaky with some of his punches, though, man. Even though in the clinch, he's finding ways to sneak the punch in.
And that can really annoy you as you're trying to be aggressive and find your position, your dominant position, and really lock down the position.
Yeah, he's been able to land a little bit, but it hasn't really been effective and meaningful, really.
Oh,
whoa.
He landed something there.
Whoa, that was a quick stoppage.
That was an early stoppage.
Wow.
That was quick.
That's a tough break for Matt. I got to be honest with you. I would have liked to have seen that gone a little bit longer. I don't know exactly.
This is the story of his career. Similar things have happened in his other 2 losses. You know, the ref puts his hands on the fighters and he gets submitted.
That was a very tough stoppage. I feel bad for the guy. Happy for Kellen, but very disappointed for Matt Elkins' tough break.
I'd like to see the replay on that.
Absolutely. Man, as a fighter, Eric, and you go through this, man, you have to be just crushed knowing that you feel like somebody else took this from you, because Elkins was winning this fight.
Man, you know, me as a fighter, let me go out all the way. If I'm moving, if I'm breathing.
Man, look, Chris is coach doing what he has to do, been taking up for his fighter. Now, he may be going a little hard, but still, he's defending his fighter, which is his guy.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of things going on emotionally down here at Spartan Fitness, so I'm sure everybody's emotions are running really high, red hot right now. I would really, really like to see this replay if we can make that happen.
It was definitely just a quick call.
Elkins definitely has a knot up underneath his cheek. But, as professionals, we talked about this earlier, if it's an amateur, yes, it's correct stoppage. But as a professional, half my check, I'm trying to make it to the UFC. Things like that can't happen. The ref has to let that go a little bit.
Absolutely.
42 seconds into the second round. Your referee, Andy Law, has called this bout for his bout. You do not get your winner.
Man, you know, that's a shame. You know, that's not Kellen VanCamp's deal. He did what he was supposed to do. The ref jumped in a little bit early. You know, I don't think that they should boo him. You know, that's not fair to him. He's a fighter. He just got in there and did what he was supposed to do.